last week, well, actually a little over last week, I learned how to mount and balance tires onto rims using a tire mounting and dismounting and balancing apparatus, which is crazy. And so in my methods and learning to do that, I mounted 4 new tires on a vehicle that I sold to my sister. And I had plans to go deliver that vehicle to my sister. And I got 100 miles out of town, leaving St. Louis and headed towards Boulder, Colorado. And I got a slice in one of those 100-mile-old tires right there on the middle of Interstate 70, which is just about the biggest highway that cuts across Missouri towards Kansas City. And so I got to change a 100-mile tire right on the side of the highway in Kansas City. And I thought to myself, let this not be an omen for this trip, right? And so get it all changed out. I'm like the pits of the Indy 500 when it comes to changing tires, man. I'm ripping the spare out of the car, getting it over there, lifting things up, doing my thing, get the tire back on. Everything's nice and snug. Put the key in, turn it, drive maybe 10 more minutes. Engine troubles. So I'm now just shy of an hour and a half at speed outside of St. Louis, stranded on the side of the highway, trying to figure out what to do. And I eventually find a tow company that drags me off the highway and takes me to a very remote automotive shop in a town that I believe may have been Pig's Knuckle or Hog Hollow or Booneyville or middle of nowheres. Some people might call it BFE. I was there, and they had an auto shop. Who knew? Anyway, made a phone call to my folks because I had to abandon that vehicle and get driven back to St. Louis to acquire my personal vehicle so that I could drive the rest of the way to Kansas City and go to tree school that weekend. It was a unique experience and a fun way to learn a new skill and be proud of myself for my capacity for overcoming obstacles. I did eventually make it to Kansas City and go to tree school, where I learned a multitude of interesting ways to evaluate and appraise various size trees for both insurance and municipal purposes.
Okay, TJ, we went live.
Sure thing.
The adventures of TJ never disappoint, though. This is a fact. But this is episode 176 of Sawdust Talk, and tonight we are joined with our friend Matthew of the Wooden Mustache, also a co-host to another podcast called the Creative Maker Podcast. We're going to get chatting with him here in just a moment, but TJ, run us through our sponsors real quick.
All right. First and foremost, every episode starts with a shout out to Hannah and the team over at Surf Prep. They've got a 6-inch random orbit sander that is just sweet as a peach. I used to think that sanders all kind of sand, right? They all do. You can apply one of your plebeian abrasives from some of your discount outlets and make the wood a slightly different shape. But let me tell you, when you step up your game to something like a Surf Prep sander and you pair it with their foam back Surf Prep abrasives, you are getting in the nooks, you are cleaning the crannies, and you've got the most finely polished wood. And if you're going to present your wood to your friends, peers, and family, make sure that it's got a Surf Prep finish on it. Be proud of your wood. Show your friends, use Surf Prep. We're also going to give a double top secret shout out to our friends over at Harvey Woodworking. I just put my hands on a Bridge City chopstick maker, a sub company of Harvey, and I am pretty excited after some demonstrations that a friend of the show performed at the Maker Camp to knock out a little something, make a couple shavings, and put some wood in the hands of my friends, peers, and family. We are also giving another top secret shout out to the 2 cutest outside reps and brand representatives out there, and that's going to be our friends over at Onefinity. And we're talking about them tonight because we got some Onefinity news, some Onefinity giggles, and we're going to talk a little bit about some CNC stuff. So it's hard to choose which one of those boys is the cutest. And frankly, I can't make up my mind, but one day I will. But yeah, so shout out to our friends over there at Onefinity. And last, there is a Patreon for this channel. Last episode, we kind of joked, but it's no longer a joke. If we can get to 100 Patreons at $5 a month, I will record myself in a studio singing Katy Perry's Firework to the best of my abilities. And I have coordinated with another maker in the community to possibly publish a music video. Think about it. It's $5 a month to hear me belt out some Katy Perry. I wouldn't miss it. Jessie certainly wouldn't miss it. We'd love to see you out there. The proceeds from Patreon go to getting Jessie a webcam that can somehow focus on her beautiful face and getting us out to the maker events. So any and all support is greatly appreciated from you guys.
Thanks, TJ.
You're welcome.
Matthew, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
At this early hour thing for you.
Yeah, early-ish.
Early-ish. What time do you guys record the podcast?
Usually 8 p.m. we start on Sundays, and that's Eastern. That's Eastern time. So, but I'm always up. I'm always up at this time. Out here in my office, just I'm a night owl. I need to change that, to be honest.
Does it also come with an early morning shortly thereafter, or are you?
The dog is with me. Yes, not right now, but early mornings. I mean, work weekdays, 8, 9 in the morning.
Woof.
Yeah, it's by the end of the week, I'm dragging. I'm a big fan of lunch naps lately.
Oh, tell me some more about lunch naps. Do you have a favorite location? Is there a extra sneaky lunch nap spot? I don't want to sell you out to your coworkers or anything like that.
No, the secret location is my couch because I work from home. Yeah, every now and then it's a little requirement. But caffeine does wonders, let me tell you what. Caffeine will get you through the day. So, yeah.
Yeah, I recently quit most of the caffeine. It was wild, man. Like when I started doing the belly shots and making a smaller, more attractive TJ. It just like one morning I was like, you know what? I don't really want to do coffee. And then I never started back up again. It's wild stuff.
Wow. I tried doing that. I think I got like 2 days worst headaches in the world. I had like a soda and instantly my head was just like, that's better. And I never tried again. I just like I did cut back substantially on coffee because I'd have maybe two in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. One, maybe 2 in the morning. That's it.
Yeah.
I can't.
There are circumstances where coffee is just appropriate. Like if you go out to breakfast, and you're sitting there and like you got a full plate and somebody's serving you, it's like, you know what? This is the time for coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, usually.
What do you do for work during the day?
So I work in basically IT. Coding. My actual title is ServiceNow administrator. So ServiceNow is kind of a change incident kind of platform. When it first started, it's expanded to a variety of different things now. So a lot of like onboarding requests for the company, extension of like non-FTEs and full-time employees, access to certain applications and stuff that all goes through ServiceNow that I am the administrator on. So, um, very, very busy. We got a lot of projects in the queue, and I was told when I joined that you don't need to work more than 40 hours, and I try to adhere to that, but some nights I'm not out here in the shop and kind of chained to my desk working through a bunch of stuff just to get it off my plate and move on to new stuff. So yeah, yeah. And I mean we had an office in downtown Boston up until COVID, and when they sent everyone home, we ended up closing our Boston office and our Seattle office. And now everyone that was in those offices are all remote. And I was doing it. I was going in to Boston maybe 2 or 3 times a week at the time, and, there's no easy anyone that drives into a major city, will probably agree that there's no simple if you drive, take the train, any mode of transportation is gonna be a pain in the butt. So, um, yeah, when we all got sent home, I was fine with that. It is, there's a lot of, uh, how do I say this? Temptations. If I'm in the middle of a project the night before and I'm like, "Oh, I got 30 minutes, I can pop out in the shop and sand that or glue that or work on whatever." Um, and then that 30 minutes turns into an hour or 2 and, oops. But yeah, yeah, I mean, it pays the bills. I'm, happy where I'm at. And, yeah, it's just my wife and I. We don't have kids. So, all those cool tools and everything, I can actually somewhat purchase, I guess I'll say. Yeah.
Somewhat.
I built a good mountain of debt last year on, those splurges. Ooh, hey, that's $100 off. Okay.
I mean, a deal is a deal, right? Hard to
Deal,
pass up
yeah.
a deal.
Oh, absolutely. It is, and that's my father's fault. He instilled that in me. "Oh, that's a good deal. Should probably get 2."
I mean, we learned from the movie Contact, why buy one when you can get 2 for twice the price?
Exactly, exactly.
Speaking of tools and splurging, why don't you talk a little bit about your recent trip? If people missed that on your stories, you had a little
Oh,
road
yeah,
trip and came home with
I
a few
did. I did. So I recently
things.
went out to Iowa, to visit my buddy Scott, and, I drove, because he had a 150 that he was gonna sell, and, he also threw a, Grizzly planer in the back of the truck too, in addition to a bunch of, cutoffs and lumber that he was gonna burn. I mean, I save everything. I'm absolutely terrible at throwing stuff out, but, I drove out there. I think I left Thursday morning. I got to Scott's in the early evening. I was talking with Steve Mosley on the way out there, and he's like, I'm kind of right on the way. And I was like, oh, okay. So I ended up stopping at Steve's and hung out there for a little bit. And oh my gosh, like the time just like flew by. I was like, oh, I'll only be here for like a half hour or something. I think I was at Steve's for like 2.5 hours.
Same thing.
And I got to see his shop and that moon. Oh my gosh. I commented on because he posted that moon
Yeah,
carving with
yeah.
that he did on his CNC, and oh my gosh, the the detail in that and like seeing it in person was just blew my mind. Like how he was able to like take that rendering of the moon and translate that into the 3D carving and stuff that he made. Like so cool. Um, but Steve was awesome to see, and finally got out to Scott's, and we started. Let's see, we went out to dinner, and then Saturday he has a it's called a Lucas mill, so it's kind of like a sawmill, and we had a 20. It was probably 25 or 26-foot long black walnut log, and we made 3-inch slabs. So I think we made 6 3-inch slabs with that Lucas mill, and it was freaking cold. Oh my gosh, we got there maybe 9 or 10 in the morning. It was like 25 degrees out, and I was just big old fields. There's no mountains. There's some trees, but I mean it's just that wind's just whipping through you. And we got those 6 slabs cut, and running that mill was so fun. Oh my gosh, like I'm still so excited that I got to run that because that was so cool. And seeing I still have a reel that I need to put out, because when we're cutting the slab, um, at the end, we just like come down with like a leaf blower and just blow all the sawdust off and stuff, and you can see the grain of the wood and like all the character. And oh man, so that Scott called that the money shot.
Mhm.
Was your
So
walnut still like green colored in addition to being, full of moisture?
it did have some green. There was even some purples in it, I think.
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah.
Like it
Midwest
was
walnut. We get the weird stuff. And if he actually air dries it, which takes forever, I mean, you got a year per inch on 3-inch slabs, but you get to keep a lot of that purple
Yes, yes. So
still, which is
he actually is air drying it because the guy that owns the mill, he has it's called an eye dry. So it's
sure.
basically like a big cargo or freight shipping container, and it's pressurized, and it's heated with the outdoor wood furnace that he has. So
Cool.
that all but that iDry only fits up to 16-inch, or I'm sorry, 16-foot slabs. So he has 4 uh, dehumidifier kilns that go on either side. So that walnut will go into those dehumidifier kilns. I don't know in terms of time frame when those will go in and stuff, but super super cool experience to go out to that mill and stuff. um and then Sunday he took me over to his friend's shop, who's a contractor, and every tool in his shop is all 3-phase power. And like he had like a 5-headed molder that like planes the bottom, and then it does the profile on the back, and then the one on the front, and then hits the top. And like just him going through that 5-headed molder was just like the coolest experience. And he had like a big sliding table saw that probably, I'd say the footprint of that sliding table saw was probably like two full-size trucks, like up against each other. Like it
Mhm.
it just took the footprint was massive, and the fence on it was all you just typed into the machine like, give me 10 inches, and that fence just slides out 10 inches. And like, oh, that was just such an awesome experience going to a shop. And like I don't know what his square footage was in that current shop, but he just doubled it. And he's he is big time, as big time can be. Like we brag about our little 1.5 horsepower saws and stuff, and like he's in a different realm. Like he's, it's like, oh, look
So
at you and your cute little saw.
yeah, I mean, if you can like type in your measurements in your table saw, I mean, are you even still a woodworker? I mean, shit.
Classic.
CNCs, people that use CNCs aren't woodworkers either. So
Yep. I mean, I've
Just
never made
saying.
a cutting board. I'm not a woodworker, so you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
these slabs that you mill while you were out
Mhm.
there, have you negotiated a deal as a part of compensating you for your labor that you will find a way to acquire a portion of one of these slabs once they're dry?
I will never be able to afford that slab. I think we figured out there's about 290 board foot in each slab. I mean, mind you, the top layer, we're basically like kind of throwing that out, and then that second layer will kind of that would be a slab, but that second layer to like the middle layer, the board foot that you get off that would be way different. But you know, 290 board foot, and then you figure, I don't know, walnut varies across the states and stuff. So, but let's say $15. I mean, you're looking at $4,500 for that one slab, roughly. You know, give or take what the actual board foot is. So, and then it's the travel. Like, how the heck am I gonna get that 24-foot slab back to Massachusetts? I mean, it was
Put
about
it
a
in an
24-hour
envelope.
drive.
Just tie it to the roof of your truck. You're fine.
Yeah.
There's nothing to see here.
No,
Get a whole
I
bunch
on it.
of those sender return postcards like out of magazines and just like tape those on the outside of it. That works, right?
I was actually joking with someone that I should just go get like some little wheels and just pick those slabs up and just put them, just like wheel that whole log back in slabs.
No
I
kidding.
mean,
I think
that's why there's trailers, right?
yeah,
Um,
yeah, but yeah, so freaking cool.
did you get to play with a skid loader or any other fun big machines in order to manipulate and move those slabs? Because 25 foot of 12 quarter walnut is not a small piece of wood.
Mm-mm.
It's not, and typically that was actually the longest cut, or yeah, the longest log that Scott's ever slabbed up. Um, Typically what they do is they come in with a skid steer in the middle and just pick that up and pull it out. This was so freaking long that we had to, so as we're going down, every like 3 to 4 feet, we're gonna hit in some wedges just to give the saw a little like breathing room to like be able to make the cut. And then once we got it all off, we would kind of take the skid steer on the very end of the log and pick it up a tiny bit, and then we had some pipes that we could put at the very end, and then the skid steer would kind of like lift the forks up a little bit and like pull the log down, and we get it almost all the way off the log, and then you could kind of come in from the middle on the side and pick it up and stuff. But that was actually a feat by itself, because Scott had never done that. Yeah, Scott said the loader couldn't even pick it up.
Yeah.
That log. But yeah, the just a awesome experience going out there. And I had to leave Monday. Scott said I was welcome to stay, but I had to get back to work and make that 20. I mean, depending on the route I went, it said between 21 to 24 hours drive time, and I don't even remember how long it ended up taking, but um, I pushed myself freaking hard Monday morning. I left at like 7. I finally gave up at like 2:30 in the morning. So I had about 6 hours to go. I made it to like the middle of Pennsylvania, which Pennsylvania is like the longest state in the freaking world, I feel like.
Did you
But
take the northern route up by the lakes, or you take the southern route
I
headed?
went like right, I think it was 80. I think I
Sure.
took 80 through the middle of Pennsylvania. I don't like to go up by Buffalo, just because it's kind of desolate up there. That route is kind of like, well, there might be a gas station open, but if there's not, hopefully you have AAA. So, I and with I mean, the weather for that weekend wasn't crazy and stuff, but the lake effect is a real thing. Buffalo gets some weird weather sometimes that's not like the rest of New York. So, no, I just kind of went basically like a little across Massachusetts, down into Connecticut, into New York, and then across through Pennsylvania. So, um, yeah, I mean the drive was pretty uneventful. I did manage to open my tailgate at 2:30 in the morning Monday night and went to sleep. So the entire time I had thousands of dollars of tools, just inviting people to just, hey, there's a Onefinity in here, there's a planer in here, like have at it. Because I went to pack up and I was like, that camera looks weird, and sure enough, I left my freaking tailgate open. So
Nothing was stolen though, right?
nope, nope. And Scott gave me a pressure pot also, and if anyone was going to take anything, they would have just grabbed that because that was like the easiest to grab. And I strapped almost everything else down, and all those straps were still there and stuff. So I did kind of do a recount when I unloaded everything, and I was like, it looks like everything's here. Um, so I think I'm good. But
It's
yeah,
time
I'm
to
still
start actively buying scratchers tickets with good fortune like that.
seriously. So, got back here. I finally got I mean, this planer behind me is like 350 pounds, and I actually needed to go and buy a hoist because I've I have a good friend that lived here for a bit. He's helped me with a ton of projects and stuff on the house. But I was gonna have him come over and help me. He came over and helped me when I went down to Kentucky for SplinterCon back in October. Yes, back in October, and I didn't want to bother him again. He's got two little kids, and I just wanted the ability to just move things around on my own. So I went and got a $100 hoist from Harbor Freight. I hung a 10-foot piece of unistrut and a little trolley, so I was able to back the truck into the shop, which I've actually never done before. And I am running very tight on room. It might not look it right now. That's just because everything's jammed behind the camera right now. But I was able to back the truck into here, and I got the planer off with the hoist and got it onto the stand, and we're good. We're good now. So,
I have the
um,
same electric hoist in my workshop for lifting obnoxious pieces of wood onto a lathe, and
oh yes,
it's a beast. You get your little lift straps and strap some stuff in, and I saw your Unistrut. Is the trolley from the freight as well, or is that a aftermarket trolley?
no, everything. The only thing that's from Harbor Freight is the hoist. I got everything off the Amazons. So yeah.
So
Um,
where's the Onefinity going? What's the plan?
uh, behind you. So I bought like a Rocksteady setup, the like metal table from Rockler, and it is, I want to say 50. I think the stretchers I got are 57, and then the sides are 48, I want to say. So I built the table already. Uh, I am kind of regretting buying the Rocksteady table because I've basically just made the carcass inside the Rocksteady frame. I guess it's stronger. It is what it is. But I have the tabletop. Um, I'm in the process of building a little enclosure under the CNC table for my laser. I got one of the Acmer diode lasers that I need to get mounted in there, and I actually owe them content for this month that I gotta get my button gear on. So the 150 will go on that, and I actually did put wheels on it because everything in my shop is on wheels. Which, if you're in a small shop, I would strongly recommend that.
Yes.
I mean, I've reconfigured this a bunch of times. I'm almost in a spot where I'm like, I kind of like this. I had the little tiny benchtop joiner, but the joiner that Joey gave me is a 8-inch Grizzly, and it is a big footprint. So I think that's gonna go on this wall back behind me, and then I'll have the planer over there. They're both 220, so I've gone from just one 220. I have the Harvey Ambassador C14 bandsaw, and that was my first 220 tool. And now I have 4. So the Onefinity, the spindle on there is 220, and then the planer and the joiner are both 220 also. So I have to run a 220 line over to that side of the shop here soon. It's just a waterfall of things,
Yeah. Are you
Yes.
did you put a sub panel in the shop so that you could kind of goose all those extra 220 lines, or are you being
No,
a little bit sneaky?
not yet. So I still have 3 slots in my box right now, and I was looking through it. I actually have 4 dead lines in there that I could probably repurpose. Because I've had those fuses off or those breakers off for years now, and I think I can reclaim those. But power in the shop is. I mean, when I first bought this house, I had 1 outlet in here, 1. Like, I didn't can't I can't believe that there was just 1 outlet up here. I mean, there's far more than that now. But yeah, I'm doing some reframing right now at the top of one of the walls in my shop because it was all. I have that like 1-inch pink foam board that I just kind of blocked up the top triangular area above the wall with, and it's just kind of janky. I'm not really a big fan of it, so I'm in the process of reframing that, and I'm realizing why I waited so long to do that project, because it's up on the ladder, put this piece up, down off the ladder, go back up on the ladder, down off the ladder, measure this, cut this, do this, and I'm so frustrated with it that I'll be happy when I'm done. So,
Absolutely. I want to talk a little bit about your sticker collection back there on the
Ooh,
garage door. I mean, that
yeah.
is a legendary display, and I see several familiar faces kind of poking
There's a
around
lot.
in there.
There's a lot.
Do you want to
No,
talk about your many methods for collecting all of those?
Yeah, just have a global pandemic happen and everyone stays home and you just collect stickers. That was
Hashtag
about
sticker
it. And then
swap.
yeah, I mean like I got I mean I probably filled one of those panels up like during like peak COVID probably. Um and I used to do this Mustache Monday thing where I do a story for everyone's sticker, and I would start that at like 6 o'clock, and I would try to do like all the stickers that I had, and it could be 10, 20 people or something, and it burned me out. Like I would be trying to like post. I I'm not a first take guy. I'm usually like a 5th or 19th take person. Um, and I'd be like, so and so's wood shop, and I'd be like, oh, it's workshop, dang it, and I'd re-record, and then I'd mess up someone's name. I'd be like Steven from blah blah blah. Wait, no, no, that's John. Like what? I just it was it was a lot, and I would dip into the dip into some of the adult beverages also. So as the night got older, things would be a little different for those later folks. Um, it was comical sometimes, but yeah, I got a majority of those during COVID, and then go to maker events. Like
Yeah.
go to maker camp, go to well, workbench. I don't know if that's gonna happen,
Mm,
but um, go to a maker event near you, or talk to some people online, and uh, most of the time, I mean, I try to always go to those with stickers in hand, and I could probably fill up another panel with all the stickers that I have backlogged right now. Um,
I
but
literally just went through that. I did a big shop clean out and I found so many stickers. I actually started putting them on my garage door. So I have like two
nice.
panels that were just sitting around, like just in different bags and different work bags and different workbench con bag, this bag. Yeah, I'm just, and I couldn't believe how many I just found.
Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few up there. Um, and I do have like a map. I have the map of the United States behind you here. I have one of the world, and then I actually have one of Europe also, because I when I'd get a sticker from someone, I'd take a little pin and I'd put it in like roughly where they are and stuff. And as sticker swaps aren't so popular now, just because we can actually all see each other now, um, I think I'm gonna take those down and throw some banners up there. So I got at least 3 or 4 banners. Gotta get a Onefinity banner here soon.
Yeah.
No, you talk to those cute boys about getting you a banner one. Just, I'm not going to say it'll manifest itself, but you sweet talk those
Well
boys. They're pretty generous.
well, I gotta get it set up first. It's still all marinating in boxes. I'm determined to get the laser project done so that I can get that content out.
So, do you think now that you are going to be sticking a toe into the CNC world that your scroll saw is going to start getting a little more dusty as time elapses? Like, because I know you scroll those mustaches like a boss. Like, I'm just curious because like I've got a dusty scroll saw.
Yeah.
But there's a time and a place. There's always a time and a place, and I can't get rid of it because I always feel like it's better to be looking at it than looking for it.
The we have an ongoing joke on our podcast that it's called a doorstop. Um,
Oh,
and I've always taken personal offense to that, because I've made a couple wedding signs, like you said, the mustaches, a variety of different things with that scroll saw, and I got some of the spiral blades because I was like, oh, I'll try them out and stuff, and like, oh my, those are, if you're not careful, those spiral blades can mess your project up very quickly. But to have the ability, instead of just cutting the one way, like you could be like, oh, curve, and you could just move move that move that workpiece wherever you want with those spiral blades and stuff. I know some people hate the spiral blades. I came to love them. To getting back to your point, TJ, I will be selling the scroll saw because the the few times I've used it in the past year or two is literally just to finish a cut that the laser didn't quite get through.
Hmm.
Um, so, uh, but once I get the CNC going, like I can't see myself using the scroll saw. It had its time. It had its time. I had a good time with it. But it's gonna move on. And I mean, I mentioned this on our show. The ability to do repeated cuts or designs or whatever that don't have that human flaw of a mistake or something is just like gone with these machines that we're all getting and stuff. Like I can make the same uniform mustache or whatever it is with a laser or a CNC, and it's going to be perfect every single time. Well, provided you plug the right settings in. But with a scroll saw, I mean, it's unique. It's got that, I guess you could say, handcrafted kind of uh, maker type thing behind it that a lot of people strive for if they're buying stuff. Um, but yeah, the scroll saw is going away. There is a laser up behind me in that black um, enclosure. That's going to go also. And for anyone that's thinking about putting their laser up near a ceiling, don't do it. Don't do that. Um, so yeah, don't just just put it at like a relatively low level. So yeah, the old laser's going. Scroll saw. My DeWalt planer, because now I got that 15-inch, and my flip cart. I have the DeWalt planer, and then I have a belt spindle sander combo on a flip cart that is just taking up way too much space. I kind of overbuilt that, and it'll be nice to just reclaim that because I don't have the biggest shop, and
so let's talk a little bit about belt and spindle sanders real quick,
sure.
right? So they're a tool that I find myself using for pen turning more than anything else, honestly. Like
Hmm.
making sure that my blank lines up at the end of my tube. Belt and spindle sander's great. You just shove it in there, and that's all well and good. I don't know, unless maybe I was into instrument making, if I would use that tool quite as often. do you or Jesse, do either of you guys ever find yourself looking at that spindle sander and thinking, man, I'm so glad that thing's in my shop?
I mean, so that's part of my love and hate with the flip cart is the tool that you want is always on the underside of what I need. So like I'm like, oh, I could use the belt sander or I could use a spindle sander for this. And like the planer's on top, covered,
And that's
like
not
any go ahead.
that thing's heavy.
Yeah, yes. Oh, and that's the other problem with the flip cart is it is so unbalanced. The planer is so much heavier than the spindle sander. Totally messed that up. But I feel like I have utilized the belt sander. I've also I don't know if you guys have experienced this, but had your workpiece shoot off the belt because you weren't right up against that hard corner.
Mhm.
Um, I've experienced that a few times and been like, well, you're stupid, so that's why that happened.
Yeah.
Um,
You like making bandsaw spoons or peanut butter knives is what I call them. You take the profile of a chef's knife, but you make it out of wood, and it's really good for spreading peanut butter, but it ain't much for cutting more than a sandwich.
yeah, I mean,
And those
I
are
cut I cut
just
a
those
few.
are great sort of belt and spindle projects that come up.
Yep.
You can make fun like
Yeah.
knife handles and stuff on a belt and spindle sander, right?
Oh
Make your little
yeah.
finger dimples depending on how sassy you are with where you are on the belt and stuff like that.
Oh, true. Yep.
But yeah, making peanut butter knives is a hoot and a toot though. Like if you haven't taken an afternoon with somebody who like doesn't have a ton of woodworking experience and would probably cry if you were like, here, shove this in a table saw. You knock yourself out, kid. Um, Getting the bandsaw or even the scroll saw is a little safer, but cutting out a knife-ish shape or a spatula-ish shape and then just like working that
How
belt
does it
sander.
go?
That's the face that you make when you're doing that, by the way. You got a groove on a belt spindle sander. It's going up and down, and you're going in and out. It's wonderful.
I don't actually have a spindle sander. I have the most ridiculous belt sander. It's a jet, like full size standalone belt sander, and I never use it. And the last time I did try to use it, I threw a puck of epoxy across my shop so hard that it put a hole in the wall.
Oh, nice.
That scared the shit out of me.
Oh, is it like one of the like 6 foot long ones, Jesse?
It's probably like 4 feet wide. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yep. I think I
It's
know
a
what
big
you're
Former
talking
life
about.
as a cello maker, right? You got to make sure that the neck and the bridge are just right.
Mm-hmm. No, I was just freehanding it though. I was like, oh, I just got to get this little piece flattened, and I'm like, ding, ding. I was like, that's terrifying. I don't
Yeah.
like you.
Yep.
But I mean, I
even
guess you could argue that the CNC can do the same thing because I've thrown some stuff off my CNC before too, and that can be scary.
yeah, I'll be there soon, for sure.
Are there
mean,
any projects in particular that the CNC is just calling to you to perform?
So I have a personal goal to figure out how to do inlays.
Okay.
That is definitely a personal goal of mine because I don't know if you remember that Goonies board that Tim from Gears and Fire made.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
he did all the different species of wood and like did like it. Oh gosh, and like he kind of just seat of his pants, like, I kind of want to like try to do like an inlay cutting board and stuff. And like I was kind of there through that process and whatnot, and I saw the final product, and I was like, dude, that is freaking cool. But yeah, that's definitely a goal. Part of me is thinking about cutting because I have a bunch of drawer boxes that I need to make for under the CNC table. And I'm kind of thinking about using the CNC to actually cut those drawer boxes out instead. I mean, like I could throw them through the table saw and do all that and whatnot. But I mean, if you got a robot, that is just going to do it for you. Like,
Yeah.
it's. I mean,
Use it.
my problem is like I need to learn. I need to buy and learn Vetric because I'm gonna go with Vetric. So I need to kind of wrap my head around that, which shouldn't be too difficult. But there's a website called Learn Your CNC that a few people have told me about, and I'm gonna pay for that class and get into the weeds with the CNC because
Yeah. And you can always harass friend of the show Alex Duffy as well. He's
yes.
he's one of my favorite humans in the community, and he's teaching a little bit of Vectrix and CNC software stuff every once in a while. He's doing webinars, and a lot of the stuff
Cool.
is next wave. But yeah, you shout out to Alex Duffy, and in addition to being a righteous human, but yeah, he's been real active with his stuff with the next wave guys, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, Vectrix spoils him rotten at the maker meetups as well when they're in the same place at the same time. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, if I could pick a teacher, I'd pick Alex.
Awesome. I'll keep that in mind. I like Alex too. He's a good guy. He's a good dude.
So we are quickly approaching our 1 hour respectful time limit of your time and your time zone. Was there anything on the show that like you wanted to talk about that you didn't get a chance to talk about?
I mean, not really. I want all the I just work in my shop. That's all I want. I just want to get organized and or just build a new shop.
Yeah.
No, there wasn't anything that I really had.
I'm just making sure that you didn't have a soapbox about how you really deeply miss communicating with other people on landline telephones so that you like don't have to, text and use a keyboard just to like tell your friends like, hey bro, I miss you and your cute little face. That's my soapbox.
I want the operator to connect me.
Yeah, exactly. I miss rotary phones.
Oh, that was a 7, not a 6.
Yeah, I got to do it again. All right, so we're gonna do one more quick lap through sponsors, Reader's Digest condensed version, and then we will get to the last question for which you've been prepped. So we're not going to surprise you and make your eyes grow to the size of saucers. Quick shout out again to the team over at Surf Prep. Earlier in the episode, I forgot to mention that if you're shopping at surfprep.com, you can save a little bit of money by using coupon code Sawdust Talk, and it helps the show a little bit too. Harvey, thanks for the everything. And those two boys over at Onefinity, when they're wearing their matching pickle shirts, boy, I tell you what, makes you proud to have a piece of gear that's going to have that logo on it. So, fellas, keep doing a great job. I'll be seeing you soon. And lastly, and not the least, I'm not saying that I desperately crave the opportunity to sing Katy Perry into a microphone in a proper studio setting. But if we can get you guys on that Patreon, we'll be one step closer as each of you come on board. And frankly, Matthew, baby, you're a firework. So we'll see how we can do that. But that's Patreon/Sawdust Talk. We're going to come up with a clever way to get you guys on board and to embarrass me forever because the internet never forgets. So we'll figure something out. This does, however, bring us to the final question Every episode, we ask our guests to come up with like a motivational quote or like a thought or a reason that gets you out of bed or gets you to crack open the shop and make a mess or clean up a mess so that you can make another mess. What would you like to share to our listeners, viewers, and participants? We got some
Well,
people in the chat tonight.
I didn't really come up with anything between then and now. But I will just say, just get out in the shop and try something. Challenge yourself. Like don't just stick with the mundane. Try a new tool. Go to a maker event, and go to maker camp, and you can dabble in anything. And you know what? You might really like making a knife, or you might really like working with leather, or a variety of different things that Maker Camp offers. I mean, I can't say enough good things about everything. And I mean, every year is getting better also. And
Mhm.
like there's something that you're thinking, I bet I'd like that. I turned a pen at Maker Camp last year, and I have always watched people turning stuff and just been like, wow, look at that. It, just memorized, and I finally had the opportunity to do it. And um, you know, ask people, ask questions. Everyone on our social platforms are very helpful. I would like to say. And Joey. If you have questions for me, I don't really know much of anything, but I can maybe guide you the right way. But there's a lot of great resources. TJ just said Alex Duffy for VCarve or Vetric, and there's a number of makers that have a number of skills that are probably willing to help you out with learning what you're interested in. And maybe you won't like it, but if you go to Maker Camp, like, you just use what's there, and then you go home, and you didn't have to buy any of those tools. So yeah.
For sure.
Love it. Do you want to become Goofy Hat Brothers at Maker Camp this year? We can go
Sure.
steam some felt hats, and we can be twinsies.
Oh yeah,
There you go, bud.
absolutely.
Oh geez. When
Oh
have we
yeah.
started?
I do want to say, early, if you are going to Maker Camp, I think early registration or discounted registration ends May 1st, I think.
Yep. Till May.
Yeah. So
Those
get
tickets.
your tickets.
Yeah.
Get
And
your
if you
tickets.
can't make Maker Camp in October, Pat Lap is doing a wood turning clinic while the Great Hammer-In is taking place up there, and I am going to be co-teaching Pat Lap's mallet seminar. So we're
Oh,
gonna have some
nice.
fun
What
up
is
there in May. If you want to
May?
poke around on the Blackthorn
Oh,
Resort.
okay. The Hammer-In's May. Okay.
Mhm.
I'd like to go to their timber framing one. I don't remember when that is though. I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Go to CatskillsMountainMakerCamp.com. You can find out all these dates. That was very commercial of me. I'm sorry. Matthew, can you tell the fine folks of Sawdust Talk where they can find you, where they can find your podcast, how to listen to that? Because we gotta support each other.
You bet. So I am Instagram at the Wood Mustache, all one word. I am on YouTube. I'm trying to put more content on YouTube. I want to try to focus on that because Instagram has I'm not even gonna say. Our podcast is the Creative Makers Podcast and you can find us on YouTube in addition to Instagram. Oh, and I made a TikTok account for some reason also.
You renegade.
So I'm on the TikToks now. Um, yeah, I think that's all I got.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thanks for coming on. And
You're
to
the best
everybody,
kind of people. Of course, we like you.
yeah, yes. And to everyone listening, this is episode 176 of Sawdust Talk with our friend Matthew, and we will see you guys
Next week, same bad time, same bad channel.
there. You go.